Better view, better you.
Once you're finished with your walk around, it's time to represent the company and show our client their better view. You're going to start off with saying something to the effect of, can I tell you a little bit about the company first? Now, while you're doing this, and as you move into the pitch, you're holding the iPad out. Holding the iPad out gives them a dashboard, if you will, to look at. It's all the things you're talking about in picture form. It also helps to smooth out the awkwardness of eye contact back and forth. It gives both of you something to look at that's meaningful to the actual proposal and booking, besides staring at each other in the eyes. Now, keep in mind, you want to make eye contact often, but you want to give the client something else to look at as they're talking to you directly. We start off with, let me tell you a little bit about the company. The company's Better View. We've been in business for over 15 years. We clean windows professionally, and we do power washing professionally. Okay, three things that are important to us. Trust. So we carry $4 million of insurance. We do background checks on all of our team members, and everybody receives a drug test. It's important to us that we have safe people inside your home and outside your home. Secondly, communication. You'll get a text and an email when we're on our way, when we arrive, and then when we leave. At the end, you can pay easily by credit card through a link, or we can swipe a card on site. Along with that, one of our pros is going to talk you through the entire service, who will be inside your house, who will be outside your house, and about how long it will take. At the end, another pro will come and do a walkthrough with you. He'll make sure that you see your glass is spot-free and streak-free, or that your surfaces are clean and bright like you expected. With every service, you get a 24-hour touch-up. That means that we do a walkthrough at the end. We don't see anything, but you wake up the next morning and a shadow moved or the sun moved, and now you see a spot. Give us a call. We'll rush right back out to polish it up. All services come with our 7-day weather guarantee. Typically, most people are concerned about rain. Now, rain itself is pure. As long as we clean the windows before it rains, it will dry spot-free and streak-free. But in the event it doesn't, or there's any other weather event, pollen, dry dirt, leaves, anything that the wind kicks up and throws up on your glass, give us a call. We'll rush somebody back out to clean it up for you. Finally, excellence. So our service is going to clean all the lime and the calcium, that white grime you see on your glass here. Let me tell you a little bit about our service. Imagine if the window was closed. Okay, we're going to pop the screen out. We're going to clean the screen. We're going to clean the tray that the screen sits in, wipe all the framing, and then finally the glass will be spot-free and streak-free. Now let me ask you a question. What windows do you open? Now, when you say this, you have walked through the process. It's very important that when you're walking through the actual service, that we say things like screen tray, that framing will be wiped clean. Framing will not be spot-free and streak-free. The glass will be spot-free and streak-free. Those are important distinctions when you're explaining our service. When you get to helping the client understand whether or not we're going to open their window and do the track that the window sits in, you start with a question, how often do you open your windows? Now, the majority of people don't open their windows. Okay, we want to let them point that out. They're probably going to say something to the effect of, oh, I don't open up any of my windows. With those clients, we're not worried about cleaning the tracks, and we're going to let them know. Just keep in mind that when the window's closed, the glass will be spot-free and streak-free. The framing will be wiped clean. Now, what we don't do as a part of our regular service, lift up the window, and there's a rectangle that sits where the window slides in. Okay? We don't clean that unless someone specially requests it. We only recommend that you clean the tracks with the windows that you actually open. In that moment right there, you are helping the client see the difference between our standard service and the a la carte track service. You're also helping set their expectations, and that we're not going to come through unless they request it specifically and lift up the windows and clean that track inside. We only recommend you do that for the windows that you're actually going to open. In this moment, if they answer you, oh yeah, I open up the back 2 windows and the bedroom window and 1 kitchen window, you say, oh great, turn to your iPad, punch in 4 tracks in that case, or however many windows they describe, so that it is on their list of services when you show them the pricing here in just a minute. Once you've clarified our service, then you move to pricing. At this point, you've had eyes that have been back and forth. You've connected, you've talked, they've gone to the iPad, they've come to you, you've shown them a window. We want to draw their eyes back to the iPad where we have the pricing listed. You should have outside clicked, inside clicked, and then tracks if they chose that clicked. Okay, there are high traffic options we'll talk about. If they choose high traffic options, you click the high traffic options. We're only going to show them the prices for the specific services they ask for. All the prices are available. If they were to ask about surface cleaning, we can click that price for them. But we're only going to communicate the prices they ask for specifically. There's another time later on in the process where we can communicate the different prices for other services that we might do. So if we take a look here, you can see we can do the outside for $329, the inside for $285. That puts inside and out for you. Your better view would be just $564. Now, I've got spots available upcoming next week. Would Tuesday or Thursday be better? Excellent. Pretty easy process from here. In just a minute, I'm going to email you this proposal. Then I'm going to confirm your appointment. You're going to get a text and an email letting you know when we're going to be there, confirming the appointment. Then you'll get a text and email when we're on our way as well. Now, let me ask you one more quick question. About how often would you get your windows cleaned if you could throughout the year? Excellent. Okay. Once you get this email, take a look at the service plans at the bottom. You can save quite a bit of money just by getting them done a few more times a year. In fact, if you choose a service plan before your first service, you'll get the discount on your first service. I'll send this to you, and we'll see you next week on Tuesday at 3 o'clock. Once you finish the proposal, leaving the home is almost as important as when you arrived. You want to make sure you smile, connect. It would look something like this. Thank you very much. Have a better day. Then go sit in your vehicle, confirm their appointment, send the email with the proposal, and then move on to your next consultation.